here today to talk about a couple of things. We're here to talk about public safety in the beautiful city that we live in, but we're really here to celebrate, and I'll tell you why. Last year, let me go back to the last legislative session. We had something really spectacular happen. We had legislators from across New Mexico, Republicans, Democrats, urban, rural legislators all came together and saw fit to allow $30 million of the capital outlay in the state of New Mexico to come to our city in the form of Paseo del Norte and I-25. And I met with Governor Martinez yesterday in the Department of Transportation, and that project is going to be breaking ground here sometime this summer or early fall. And the reason that that's a very special thing, particularly as a mayor and as someone that served myself in the state legislature, is it really shows what we can do when we work together. And today we're celebrating another great milestone, and we're showing folks what it looks like when you can work together on a bipartisan basis and really concentrate on the needs in your community at the same time. And we've got a large number of legislators with us here today. I'm going to go through them by name here in just a few minutes. But basically the gist of it is this. During our past legislative session, we had 31 state legislators who all joined forces on a bipartisan effort to help improve public safety right here in the city of Albuquerque. The Albuquerque Public Safety Vehicle Replacement Project, which is kind of a long name, because of the support of these legislators taking valuable taxpayer resources and putting them back into our city, they have garnered 13 new police cars and 2 brand new fire engines that will be coming to the city of Albuquerque. This was one of the priorities that we set. Last year it was Paseo and I-25, and thanks to all of these folks that were there, very, very successful. This year we went to the legislature and simply said, we need fire trucks and police cars. Would you step up and help us? And by golly, they did. And we've got some representative samples of what these fire engines will look like here with us today, as well as the police cars. So within the next year and a half, the fire units will be on the streets. One will be located at Fire Station 18 on the west side of Albuquerque, near Taylor Ranch in Montgomery, and the other will be located at Fire Station 20 on the east side of town, which is basically Paseo del Norte and I-25. What we did is we decided, we went to Chief Breen, and he'll say a few words in just a minute. We asked him if we could use one fire truck on the east, one fire truck on the west, because we have east side legislators and we have west side legislators. And one of the things that's difficult as a legislator is to take money out of your district. But these legislators did that because they understand that these fire trucks, they roam the city. So whether it's in your district or not, it will help, certainly help public safety. But what we did with the police cars is we told the legislators, if you sponsor a police car, we will put it in the area command that's in your district. So some of these legislators now, I know that Senator Ivy Soto, for example, I think sponsored 2 of these vehicles, and we're going to have him speak here in just a minute. Those will actually go right into his district. So I'd like to specifically thank a couple of folks. I know we had Nate Gentry is here, State Representative Nate Gentry, helped us do a pre-season, if you will, a pre-session organizational meeting where we called legislators from Albuquerque together, started pitching these ideas about, once again, for our second consecutive legislative session, doing something good together for the city. So we'll have Nate say a few words here in just a few minutes. Joe Thompson, who is our city lobbyist, who's being camera shy back there, actually did an awful lot of work on this. Joe, thank you so much. He really helped us put together our legislative, the packages that we presented to the legislators. But the following legislators helped us secure the 2 fire engines, and they're here with us today. What I'd like to do is, when I announce your name, would you please raise your hand so that we can recognize you? Nate Gentry is here. He'll be saying a few words in just a minute. Nate gave appropriations to both the fire engine on the east side and to police cars. We've got Senator Daniel Ivy Soto, who's here, who gave for both the fire engine on the east and also police cars. We have Representative Jimmy Hall, who helped sponsor the fire engine on the east side. Representative Liz Thompson, who also helped with the east side fire engine. Liz, thank you. Senator Mark Moores is here. Mark was one of our sponsors for the east side fire engine. Lisa Tarraco, Senator Lisa Tarraco, was also a fire engine sponsor. Senator Michael Padilla, where's Michael? Michael was a west side fire engine sponsor. And then Representative Emily Cain is here. And Emily is one of our firefighters with the Albuquerque Fire Department, and she actually sponsored both the east and the west side fire engines, so that's absolutely amazing. Also, Bill Ream is here. Bill Ream helped us with the fire engine east. Larry Nyaga is here, helped us also with the equipment. Representative Monica Youngblood, thank you, Monica. Representative Paul Pacheco, also for the West Side. Both of these are West Side legislators. Senator John Ryan is with us here today. John, thank you so much. And my replacement in the legislature when I had to resign to take the mayor's office, Representative Jim White, my representative, is here, and he was also instrumental. And before I bring Nate Gentry up to say a few words, and we're going to have Senator Ivy Soto say a few words as well, then both of our chiefs, I just want to thank everybody that's here. Of those names that I just listed off, there's a Republican, a Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Republican, Democrat, Democrat, Republican. Nobody really cares about who's in what party. We care about public safety in our city, and this is what people are starving for around the city, around the state of New Mexico, around our nation, is people just coming together, having our disagreements and having our discussions on issues that we may not agree on, but when it comes to the important things for public safety, caring for our communities, building critical infrastructure, really pulling together and getting our oars in the water and rowing in the same direction. And it's I think it's the reason that folks in Albuquerque are so very thankful for our legislators. And one final thing I want to brag on my friends in the legislature. We're one of the last, if not the last, citizen legislatures in the country, in the United States. And what that really means is these folks give time away from their families, they give time away from their businesses and other things that they could be doing for no pay. They get per diem to help with their hotel and some of their living expenses and some of their traveling expenses. But this is a labor of love for these legislators, and I've seen it firsthand in my 2 terms in the State House. And it's just really, I was telling Representative Thompson how much of an honor it was for me to get a chance to serve, because it's a great institution, and these folks deserve a lot of recognition. I want to give them a round of applause right now. I'm going to have 2 legislators talk. I want to bring Nate Gentry up. Nate helped us coordinate this before the session. Nate Gentry serves in the Northeast Heights in Albuquerque, and he was really instrumental. Nate, thanks a lot.
Well, first I'd like to thank the mayor. I mean, there's no task more difficult than prying loose capital outlay from a legislator's district. And that's really the problem with the capital outlay process. Whether it be expansion of Rose Garden or a median improvement. The problem has been that legislators like spending their money in their districts. And, the mayor really broke that cycle. And it's shown a lot of benefit to the city because, he spent the time to get us together, both Democrats and Republicans, and explain to us what his vision is for the city. And the mayor has enormous credibility with the members of the legislature, and that's why we're able to accomplish things like the Paseo project and buying these fire trucks and police cars, which does which really makes New Mexico a much better place to live, and it puts us on a playing field with cities like Phoenix, Denver, Salt Lake City, and really it helps attract jobs here. People to move here and businesses here. So thanks for having us, Mayor.
You bet.
Congratulations.
Thanks for your efforts, Nate. And I saw my good friend Tom Anderson's right here. I looked right at him and forgot to mention his name. Tom is one of our great West Side legislators. He also donated to the fire truck on the West Side. So that was our Republican whip in the yay, Tom. That was the Republican whip from the House, and I want to now bring up a Democrat State Senator, Daniel Ivy Soto, who gave both to the fire engine on the east side and to police cars. Tell the story about the plaque. I want to hear the story about the plaque. But with that, Senator Ivy Soto.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Actually, we were talking, since these are going to be in our districts, as to whether or not, since I gave 2 police cars, in the back seat there should be a little plaque that said, "This ride provided by Senator Daniel Ivy Soto." But apart from the fact that maybe that's not where I should be advertising, as a legislator, those people may not appreciate the ride. The other important thing about why that plaque would not go there is because today really is about teamwork. It's about all of us coming together and doing something for this great city. As a legislature, our primary roles, I think, are to provide for good schools and a good economic base for the people living here. For the city, it's public safety. Unfortunately, we don't provide the resources for the city to be able to execute what it needs to in terms of public safety and in terms of the natural budgeting process. And so that's the reason why we all stepped in. Joe Thompson worked with all of us to do so, and we appreciate that. He had the vision of what could be and brought all this together. But it really was about all of us coming together and making sure that the city has what it needs to keep our streets safe and make sure that people are safe in their homes and protected. And so we're happy to do that and happy to join in.
Thanks, Senator.
Thank you.
And I'm going to have one more of our legislators speak, and I'm going to have Emily Cain speak specifically because she's also an Albuquerque firefighter. What house are you in now? Are you?
One.
She's in Fire Station 1, which is downtown, not too far from City Hall. Representative Cain was the only legislator to sponsor both the east and west side fire engines, which is important because, as I talked earlier, it's difficult sometimes to take your capital outside of your district because people want a street or a road repair there. But as an Albuquerque firefighter, we're standing in front of one of our brand new fire stations. We built 2 stations like this. We opened them up a couple of months ago, Station 2 and Station 7. But this is critical. I know Chief Breen's going to hit on this in just a moment, but I do want Representative Cain as an Albuquerque firefighter maybe just to say a couple of words.
Thank you, and thank you for coming today. Just wanted to let you know I was very honored to even be asked to participate in this project. And what goes around comes around. 10 years is old for a fire apparatus, and with gross receipts down and grant money fading away, it's difficult to replace them in a timely manner. So we at the legislature were able to get different resources together to help the Albuquerque Fire Department be able to replace vehicles that needed it badly. And I've ridden on some of them. We have an engine down at my station, at Station 1, that's in dire need of overhaul. It leaks oil and water all the time, but that's sometimes what we're stuck with until we get enough money for the capital outlay to get these great trucks. So thank you everybody for seeing the need and for understanding that without this, we'd be waiting years, we'd be tying things together with baling wire and shoestrings, and this is really what we need to do to be able to respond effectively. Everybody in the city of Albuquerque benefits, as well as Bernalillo County, and wherever these trucks are stationed doesn't matter. It's going to help the whole department. Thank you.
Thanks, Representative. Thank you. Next, I want to bring up Chief Breen to talk about some of the great work that he's doing with AFD. We're really on a, we've spent the last 4 years, and like our friends in the state legislature, we've had to make some significant cuts. We've cut or avoided costs over $160 million in my first 4 budgets as a mayor. But you know what? We've got more firefighters today than the day we started. And we're really proud of that. We've got 2 new fire stations to show for it. We got a couple of new trucks that Chief lined up, and now we're going to have 2 more on the way. And we'll talk to all the legislators next year about what we can do in the future. But I want to bring up Chief Breen to say a few words. He's doing a great job. Thanks, Chief.
And I just want to say, on behalf of AFD, we're very grateful to our legislators and the governor for providing this funding. It makes our fleet more sustainable, and it increases our reliability in the services that we deliver to metro area residents. And we understand that there's been a lot of shrinking of budgets throughout all levels of government. And fire departments across the country are implementing new approaches so that we can maintain our service delivery levels. And this capital outlay funding clearly demonstrates that our mayor, our legislators from both the Senate and the House, and our governor are committed to public safety programs. I just want to say, on behalf of all firefighters that work for the Albuquerque Fire Department, thank you. Thank you to our legislators and our governor and our mayor for helping us with the funding needs that we need in order to sustain our fleet. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Chief. Thanks. And along with our 2 new fire engines, we'll have 13 new police cars, very similar to what you see behind us, and the ones that are lined up behind you coming. And so Chief Schultz, I know, is here. There he is. I'm going to have Chief Schultz from the Albuquerque Police Department come up and talk about this effort from his side of the equation. Thanks, Chief.
And I too want to thank the Albuquerque Legislative Delegation. We're very fortunate to have people who very much care about public safety throughout the Albuquerque metropolitan area. I've had a chance over the last 8 years to go up to legislature and work with the men and women that are standing behind me, and they really do care about our community. The Family Advocacy Center wouldn't have been possible without their support and capital outlay. The computer system, our CAD, our ARS, our MRS systems, the systems that are in these police cars and fire trucks wouldn't be possible except for their support. And the fact that now we're going to get 13 new police cars is really going to make a difference in public safety. It's going to make a difference for the men and women of the Albuquerque Police Department. These cars are our offices. But these cars are also going to allow older cars to be transitioned into PSA cars. One of the announcements that the mayor has made a couple weeks ago, and at his direction, we are going to increase the number of PSAs. We needed to have vehicles, so this is a double blessing for the Albuquerque Police Department. Specifically, I want to thank Representative Pacheco, who used to be an Albuquerque police officer. I checked his driving record. He still owes us 2 more cars. So, thank you.
Ouch! Mike's yours, man. Mike's yours. You got to answer that.
Chief, I think your statistics are wrong. I appreciate being able to address everyone, and thank you to the mayor and to the chief and all the legislature. It's really important that we make sure that we properly staff the police department and the fire department. And important, and probably the most important thing that we do as legislators, to make sure that public safety is #1 in this state. And again, as a retired police officer, I know that Captain Cain would say the same thing as far as being a firefighter. I cannot stress how important it is that we make sure that we properly fund both the police cars, the fire engines, and make sure that the police and the firefighters are taken care of. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. Thanks, Chief. Appreciate it.
So all told, these legislators gave $1.6 million. I want to give you a round of applause for that again. That's amazing. And let's not forget, this is taxpayer money. And the fact that Governor Martinez would see fit to sign these capital outlays, of course, once these individual legislators put their money into the Capitol Senate Bill, was it Senate Bill 60 or House Bill 60 this year? Senate Bill 60 this year. Of course, that goes to Governor Martinez's desk, and she has the opportunity to sign or veto each individual item. So a very special thank you to Governor Martinez for allowing these cars and these 2 new fire trucks to come to our city as well. I don't know what we're going to do next year. We'll sit down as a group over the summer. We'll hold a couple of meetings. We'll get some of our local legislators, as I said, both sides of the aisle. We'll talk about whether it's a critical infrastructure project or maybe additional public safety. But I think we're on to a really interesting trend here. For the first time that I can remember since I was in the House, or now I've been mayor for 4 years, for the last 2 years, we've really come together and we're making heavy lifts that none of us could make individually on our own. And I just couldn't be more humbled and grateful to all these great individuals, these great public servants who are here with us today. Thank you so much. Thanks for keeping our officers safe. Thanks for keeping our citizens safe. It means a great deal to us, and as the mayor, on behalf of the entire city, many thanks. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.